Alright, hey guys, I am back with another what I've been melting video for the first half of March. This time around I am going to include empties in the first half of March just because I have a lot of them actually, so I don't want to leave them all to the end or for the second video for the month of March. Also, I do want to say that for whatever reason I ate something that really upset my stomach, so I took some medicine that kind of makes you burp to make you feel better, and then I also have been drinking ginger ale just to help my upset stomach. So if I do burp throughout this video, I'm sorry, but I can't stop it. It's happening. And another thing, you might hear me squeak in this chair. I know I kind of mentioned it in the last video I uploaded, or maybe, I don't know, did I? I feel like I mentioned it at some point. But it's the same chair, haven't gotten a new one because I am a Brook University student. So, sorry if you hear a lot of squeaking, but you're just gonna have to deal with my squeaky ass for however long it takes for me to get a new chair. So, anyways, I will just hop right into it and stop rambling. So I will start off with my empties. I have actually quite a few. So I'm just going to grab and go. This first one I have here is Tiffany Candles Chunklets in Tinsel with Marshmallow Cotton Candy Overpour. And I had 2 chunklets that I melted in the living room. This is good. It's just a creamy tinsel fragrance that's a little bit sweeter than the original tinsel. Normally 1 cube is strong enough from Tiffany's for me. However, obviously it's old. It's 2 years old at this point. So I melted 2. I probably could have gotten away with 1, but 2 just made it a little bit stronger. It was about a medium to strong. It wasn't as strong as it normally is, but it was still there. It was just a lot weaker than, yeah, it's a lot weaker than it used to be, obviously because it's 2 years old, but that's not the wax's fault. That's obviously just me not melting my stuff on time. The next thing I have is another Tiffany Candles, and this is in Sweet Milk, and this was one little teddy tart that I ended up melting in my bedroom. I really like Tiffany Candles with Sweet Milk. Sweetened condensed milk gives me good memories because my mom used to cook a lot of desserts with sweetened condensed milk when I was little. So, and if you're, I happen to be Asian, FYI, fun fact, but normally there's, sweetened condensed milk, there's I guess there's a Chinese version of it, and basically you actually put it on your bread, and it's just really good, and it also makes me think of breakfast, kind of, so, yeah, but it's very accurate. There's nothing sour about this. It's a very nice, sweet, softer, sugary kind of scent. It's kind of in the same vein as if you were to melt kind of like a marshmallow scent. It's still strong, but it's very creamy, so it's not incredibly in your face, even though it is a stronger fragrance, just because it is so sweet and mellow and creamy. So I really liked it. I would repurchase that. Oh, and I would repurchase Tinsel. It's great. It's a great blend. Here I have L3's Blueberry Muffin, Mexican Fried Ice Cream, and Citrus Strawberry. I believe Citrus Strawberry was the overpour. This one is way over 2 years old. And this one, it was great. I really liked it. It was a little chunky heart, and I just had a last little chunk piece of it. And yeah, it threw pretty well. I really, really like this fragrance. I wouldn't say that I necessarily got the Blueberry Muffin and Mexican Fried Ice Cream distinctly because Citrus Strawberry was so strong, but I did get a bakery undertone, so this was a really good one. It was strong. I think I melted this one in the bedroom. Yes. But I would repurchase it, and I already did for her custom chunk bag. So I repurchased that already. Then I have another Tiffany Candles. This was a little teddy tart. This was part of her Rosemary Mint sampler that she came out with last year during the summer. And this is Rosemary Mint and Fizzy Pop. And this one, it was okay. I mean, her Rosemary Mint, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's definitely a scent that I can go with or without. Obviously, if I have it, I'm going to melt it, but I don't think that I would ever repurchase it in a large amount unless I'm really feeling it, just because it is quite an herbally mint scent. I'm not 100% sure exactly what rosemary smells like on its own, but it is more of like an herbal mint, and it definitely smells less like, it doesn't smell like a spearmint mint, but it smells more like a fresh mint. Like if you were to go to the grocery store and purchase mint, it kind of smells like that mixed with some kind of herbal fragrance, but there's also a little bit of a sweetness in it. And the Fizzy Pop kind of cuts through a little bit of that sweetness to make it a little bit more tart because of that lemon lime. However, I would say that I did not get any like fizzy note from it. So this one was good. It made the rosemary mint less sweet, a little bit more refreshing, I would say. However, it wasn't fizzy, which I don't know how that would smell though. But it was okay. I just wouldn't repurchase it. The throw was decent as well. And I just want to disclaim that if I don't talk about the throw, that probably means it was like a decent throw. So it was like a medium, it was like a classic medium throw. Unless I point out that it was a shitty throw, or if it was a strong throw, then you can just assume that it was like a regular, normal, medium throw. This is Thief from Super Tarts. This is a little sample, and this is, I forget what this is. This is a blend of like Mac apple, some like I think crisp fallen leaves or something. I really don't remember, but I think this is part of the Once Upon a Time. I think this is the Once Upon a Time collection that she does. I think it's supposed to be inspired by Hook. I think I really don't know. Oh, I can't open it. Okay, this one I quite liked. Again, smelling it on cold, I didn't really think I would like it because it is Mac apple. But when I melted it, it just got a lot sweeter. It was a little bit manly, but not too much. It was just kind of a nice fragrance that wasn't really offensive at all, and I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and I melted this one in the bedroom. For whatever reason, I don't know, but for like just this past month, I have been really enjoying Mac apple. For no reason. But like watch me melt a Mac apple and I'm literally gonna hate it. I don't know, it's just so weird. It's so weird how your nose does that. Like sometimes you can hate a fragrance oil and then it's blended a certain way and you just really like it. I don't know, it's interesting. Then here I have Velvet Sugar from L3. This was another little sample. I think it was like a little flower. This one as well I melted in the bedroom. This is a dupe of a Bath & Body Works fragrance. I don't know exactly. I know I definitely get like musk, amber, I get berries, I get a little bit of vanilla, but I don't necessarily know exactly what else is in there, but it's more of like a berry, it's not a very berry scent, but there definitely is some kind of red berry kind of note in there that I'm getting on cold. This was really nice on warm, kind of similar to Sweet Milk in the fact that it's like a sweeter scent. The throw was good, however, because it was like a sweeter, more, I don't want to say creamy, but like a sweeter, more softer kind of sweet scent. It just kind of, it wasn't like too in your face. It was just a nice one. And it did definitely smell like a perfume. Like it didn't smell like it, yeah, it smelled like a body spray kind of thing. It felt like I sprayed my room with a perfume. It was good. I don't think I would have purchased it though. I don't think she even sells that one. Because normally her samples, L3, she sends out samples and those are like her tester fragrance oil. She doesn't normally always like you end up keeping them in her stock. So the next thing I have is Case Creations Blueberry Jelly Roll, another one I melted in my bedroom. This one was kind of disappointing. The throw was decent, but the scent, I don't really know. It just kind of smelled like a basic bakery scent. I didn't really get a blueberry. I didn't really get like a jelly or a jam scent. I really just kind of got like a slight bakery doughy scent, which I don't know if that's the issue, that's an issue with this fragrance, or if that's an issue with just the fact that it's 2 years old. I'm assuming it's the fact that it's 2 years old. I just don't think K's like lasts very long. Like I just don't think they sit very well. Like they don't last for a long time. So I definitely think that I'm realizing that K's is one of the companies that I kind of have to use up within a year to really get the best performance out of it. Okay. What else is in this bag here? I keep all my empties in a bag, by the way, so if you hear a lot of rustling, that's just what's happening. Okay, the next one I have is Arsenic and Old Lace, also from VCS, another one that's older than 2 years. This is a Fruit Loops blend. I forget exactly what's in like, I don't remember what the other notes are. I think there might be ice cream scoop bread, but I can't be sure. Do not quote me on that one. Just look it up or something. I do know it is a Fruit Loops blend. Oh, there's hair. This one, for whatever reason, is a little bit perfumey. I don't know. There's something about it that's a little bit perfumey to me. But it was good. The throw was okay. The scent itself was a little bit lighter. It wasn't a very strong fragrance. But it was good while it was melting. It's not your typical kind of Fruit Loops blend. It was enjoyable. I just probably wouldn't repurchase this one. It's just not my thing. I don't really like cereal fragrances, to be quite honest. And I specifically don't like Fruit Loops. So, fun fact. Then I have Grandma's Strawberry Zucchini from Haley's Heavenly Scents, and this was just half a scent shot that I used in my living room. This one was so strong. It was really strong for half a scent shot, and for being over 2 years old, it was good. I don't think I really like this blend, though. Her Grandma's Zucchini is really good. It's a creamy zucchini bread. Her strawberry is also really nice. It's not like the VCS or the Tiffany's or the Candles from the Keeping Room strawberry. If you didn't know, they all use the same strawberry fragrance oil. This one is different than that. It's not unnecessarily tart. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's like a juicy strawberry. It's good. But I don't think this blended well together. I think it would have been better if she used some kind of strawberry jam or like a bakery strawberry fragrance. It just doesn't seem like it's the right, not that it's not the right blend. I mean, other people probably really like this, but for me, it just didn't mix well together. It was kind of juicy, a little fruity, and then you get that heavy kind of bready bakery, and it didn't mix well together. It was good, it was strong, it just wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. Okay, then I have Serendipity from Haley's Heavenly Scents as well, and I melted the full scent shot in my bedroom, and this was amazing. I kind of missed out on the Serendipity craze. And so I have always really liked Serendipity, but the time that I really started purchasing wax was when everyone else started getting over Serendipity. So people stopped using Serendipity in blends and stopped making Serendipity blends. Because like right before I got into it, everyone was obsessed with like Pink Sugar and Serendipity. Oh, and Vanilla Bean Noel. Like that was the huge like trend in wax at the time. And by the time I started purchasing wax, Serendipity was kind of like, everyone was kind of sick of it. And so no one even makes Serendipity blends anymore, which is really upsetting because I love Serendipity. It's just a really good creamy, coconutty, fruity blend, and the coconut in it isn't like a really heavy, dried, shaving coconut. Like it doesn't smell like a tropical coconut or like a coconut lotion. It just smells like a really coconut cream kind of fragrance. It's really good. I love Serendipity so much, and that was pretty good. It did surprisingly like weaker than I thought it would, because it was a full scent shot in my bedroom, but I'm assuming it's because Serendipity itself is creamy anyways, so that could kind of explain why it didn't throw as crazy as I thought it would. Next one I have is Little Cinder Girl from the VCS, which is Huckleberry Taffy. This one, again, I melted in my bedroom. Again, not that great of a throw. It was very kind of weak. The scent itself is very creamy. I really do like it. I would repurchase this just because I really like the fragrance, but I would have to see if the strength of this is due to the old age or just the fact that, because a lot of creamy type scents like taffies or marshmallows or cream scents, they're not very strong just because they are creamed out and blended out with like a vanilla or a marshmallow or whatever, that they just end up not being very strong just because that's how the fragrance oil is. But I did like it. It's just a really nice, fruity, a little bit sweet, a little bit creamy fragrance. It does really smell like a taffy. I don't know if I would necessarily recognize this as huckleberry, but it is like kind of like a berry taffy blend. I liked that one. Then we have Adventure Melts. Oh, no, Then we have a Lemon Grab, from Super Tarts, which is tart lemon drops, sugar crystals, and cotton candy. I melted half of this one in my living room. Not as strong as I thought it was going to be. It was good, but it wasn't as strong as I'm used to Super Tarts being. Like, I could even melt one cube of a clamshell from Super Tarts, and it throws really well, and half of this didn't. But I will say that maybe these are older than my clams. I really don't remember. This is back when she used to do pre-order samplers. So this one's good. It's another sweet lemon fragrance. I don't really get like a tart lemon drops. I just get her mouse ears fragrance. It's that kind of really tart lemonade fragrance. That's a little bit, but it's a little bit creamier than mouse ears. Mouse ears itself is a little bit more tart with a slight sweetness to it. This one, it's that same lemonade scent, except it's creamier. I'm assuming it's because of the cotton candy. It's just a little bit creamier and a little bit sweeter than mouse ears, but if you like mouse ears, I would recommend lemongrab. If you like lemongrab, I would recommend mouse ears because they're very similar. I don't think I would repurchase lemongrab. I think if I was going to repurchase any of her lemonade scents, then I'd probably... I don't know. It's kind of like, it's either one or the other. I would either repurchase mouse ears or lemongrab. I wouldn't get both, if that makes sense. Okay, so the last empty I have, I actually blended with something else. So let me just grab that. Okay, so the last empty I have is Tiffany Candles Melon Ball Fizz, and it was half a scent shot that I melted in my living room, and I mix it with a whole teddy tart from Tiffany Candles and white nectarine and pink coral. And this on its own I really do like. It's a really good nectarine peach fragrance. It's super juicy, super bright, really pretty. However, it is so incredibly strong. Like, it's so strong, it throws you out of the room strong, just because that's how the fragrance itself is. So I decided to melt it with Melon Ball Fizz because it's a little bit subdued. Melon Ball Fizz, I believe it's a blend of melons, banana, berries, and a little bit of citrus. And there's a little bit of a green note to it as well. I would definitely say that I definitely get more of a cantaloupe kind of melon. And then I do get that kind of green note and a banana note. However, it is mostly that cantaloupe. But mixed together, it was just so nice because this is a sweeter, more subdued fragrance. Mixing it with the white nectarine pink coral, sorry. It just made a really, really nice kind of fruit medley. It was really good. I really, really liked that. And I would definitely see if I can get Tiffany to blend that for me the next time next time she asks us what to restock, or the next time I make a custom order, who knows. So that was something that I melted in my living room. So since I'm talking about the living room, I'll just get through those, what I melted first. So these are things that I obviously have not finished, but I melted. So first thing that I grabbed is Super Tarts Pippin, which is blue sugar, orange marshmallow, blue cotton candy, sorry. And I melted 2 cubes of it. This one was good. I don't like it on cold. The blue sugar and the citrus in it are just not, they're not, ugh. The blue sugar is just way too cologne-y. It just like, it's just so irritating to your nose a lot of the time when you, like, I find that whenever I smell Super Tarts, anytime I smell it cold, my nose is always so irritated because it's just like, ugh, that's disgusting. But then I melt it and it's really good. I think it might just be her actual wax formula that I just really don't like the scent of, but yeah, that blue sugar and that orange is just really aggressive. It's really aggressive. If you like really super strong fragrances, you'll love this one. I liked it on warm, but I would not say that I loved it. I would repurchase it, but never in a bam bag, only in a clamshell. It was good. It was sweet. It was citrusy. You know, it was decent. I just would not say that I love it. It was good. It was fine. It was a scent that I might repurchase again, but I wouldn't bet on it. But I enjoyed it while it was melting, and I'll finish it for sure. Okay. Then I have Super Tarts Voldemort, which is Cactus and Sea Salt, Ocean Breeze, Vanilla Bean, Noel Apple. And again, I melted 2 cubes of this. This one, again, I actually quite liked. On cold, the Cactus and Sea Salt is way, way, way too perfumey. It's just really floral. And it just smells like kind of like an old granny perfume. But then when I melt it, the perfumey scent kind of goes away. And then you just get a really nice, fresh apple scent. I don't know. It was nice. It was, I liked it, but I did kind of turn it off after 2 hours because I enjoyed it, but it was just definitely too much for me because I'm just not, like, clean fragrances are just, they just don't always sit very well with me, so it depends. This one was good, but I don't think I could melt that for a long period of time. But that is surprisingly one that I actually would repurchase just because it was pretty good and it was decent in throw and I liked it. Okay, so the next one I have here is from the Bathing Garden. This is Poppet's Coaster Ride, and I melted 2 cubes of it. This is a blend of strawberry jam, peach jam, lemon curd, raspberry, and raspberry cake bites, sorry. This is a good one. It's a really nice lemon curd fruity bakery. I would not say it's incredibly unique. I mean, I really do love this. I would definitely repurchase this. But yeah, I would not say it's incredibly a unique fragrance just because it's kind of like a lemon curd, strawberry, raspberry, peach. Do you know what I mean? I really like it though. The throw is amazing. It's really good. Then I have Tallulah & Po Wax Co. Pink Lemon Cookie, which is pink sugar and lemon cookie. This one, I melted 1 heart of it in my living room. Oh, well, I mean, these are all in my living room. What am I saying? I liked it, but I wasn't actually there when it was melting. I had melted it, and then it fully melted, and it kind of, we left the house for about maybe an hour or so. We came back, and this one was quite light. I mean, from what I could smell when I got back, I did like it, but, yeah, it doesn't throw for very long. It just kind of dies down after a really short period of time. Because when it was first melting, like, I didn't leave the house before it actually melted. It melted and then I left the house. So I could smell it and it was pretty, like, medium to strong. And then by the time I came back, it was just kind of really soft. So, I don't know. It definitely doesn't seem like these last very long. But it was a good blend, I think. I don't really remember. It was like a lemony, sweet kind of scent. I really don't know what to say about that one, if I'm being honest. Okay, this is L3's Lemon Curd Cotton Candy Frosting Cuppy Cake. This is a little chunk, and I melted 1/4 of it. This one was very interesting. This one filled up my living room, but it was weird because I would sit in a certain area for a while and like it was almost like I was going nose blind, but I wasn't, because I would get up and move like 2 steps and I could smell it, but I would sit down in an area for long enough and I couldn't smell it. So it was like I was being nose blind, but not even that nose blind that I had to leave the room. Like, I had to move, like, 2 feet. Do you know what I mean? It was very interesting the way that this threw around my room. So, for whatever reason, I don't think I was nose blind. I think I was just sitting in a really weird area because it was literally traveling everywhere. This was so strong. So, this one was a good one, though, from when I could smell it. It was just a good lemon curd. It was sweet. The cuppy cake is kind of like a generic vanilla bakery. It was a good one. Okay, and the last thing that I melted in my living room is a disappointment, and this is Bath & Body Works Pink Lemonade Pound Cake. And so, about 3 years ago, I had ended up cutting up all my candles and putting them in polypropylene bags. Now, I have always cut up my Bath & Body Works candles because I hate candles. I hate the way that they smell when you burn them. A lot of people say that they only kind of get that burning smell when, like, the wicks get too high or too low or when they start to soot. But I get a burning smell no matter what. No matter what candle I use, if it's burning perfectly, I just hate the smell of burning wick. And I can never get that smell out of my head. I hate the way it smells. I can't. So I've always melted my candles. So I would take a knife to my candles and I would just chunk up pieces. Like when I was to go to melt, I had a melter and I would just cut out a piece of wax with a knife. Just like I would hold the candle and I would just cut out a piece, pop it in my warmer, and it would throw. It would be amazing, and that's how I would use my candles. And it was honestly pretty great because Bath & Body Works candles, like, even though they don't burn perfectly all the time, the wax itself is really, really good and high quality. And so I would always do that. And so I thought, you know what? I purchased all these polypropylene bags. Let me cut them, like pre-chunk them up put them in a bag and put them away, so whenever I want to melt it, I don't have to just stand there and cut it. I can just have them pre-cut, right? And so I was like, wow, this is a really smart idea. And maybe it would have been smart if I finished up all of these bags within a year, you know? Maybe it would have been smart if I used them up within 2 years. But now, a lot of them, like, not a lot of them, but specifically this one, doesn't really smell like much. It's been long enough that the scent is going away, because it's been long enough that the polypropylene bag has started to eat away at the fragrance. Or at least the fragrance has started to eat away at the bag. Because polypropylene bags, they don't not eat up fragrance. That's not how they work. It's just it takes longer for them to eat up fragrance compared to a polyethylene bag. So if you were to keep wax in a polypropylene bag, yes, it'll last longer, up to 1 to 2 years. But once you hit long enough, and if your wax is soft enough, and if the fragrance oil eats through that plastic, you're really not going to smell shit. And so this one, I wouldn't say I smelled absolutely nothing. There was a light fragrance, and this one is a candle that I really, really liked, and it was always super strong. And honestly, it was maybe like a light, possibly light medium throw, and the scent itself was kind of just like very, very faint. Like, it was so faint that like if someone entered my house, they'd be like, are you burning something? Like, I'm not sure. Like, it kind of smells like if you were to spray a perfume in your room and then you come back like hours later and there's just like a faint smell of like something that was sprayed, if that makes sense. Like, that's what that smelled like, but while it was melting. So I really need to get through my Bath & Body Works candles. I need to like finish those off within the end of the year. I really do. So that is everything that I melted in my living room. Let us move on to what I melted in the bedroom. Alrighty, so the first thing I have here is this doggy bag that I actually recently just rebagged. This is L3's Pomegranate, Watermelon, Fresh Picked Strawberry. The reason I rebagged a lot of my doggy bags, and the reason I don't really use a lot of my doggy bags, is because I hate the way that like the doggy bags, like when you bend the wire, that it can break so easily. And like the bags, specifically L3's bags, are quite fragile. They tear and rip really easily, and the polypropylene lining is just so thin that I just decided to transfer them into polypropylene bags, and it's been really great. So anyways, this one's a good one. It's fruity, it's sweet, it's good. It kind of smells like, I definitely get the watermelon, and I definitely get pomegranate and strawberry, but I definitely, what I'm really smelling, the first thing that I really think of is the watermelon. So it's definitely the star, which I don't mind. I love watermelon. I would say this one's kind of like, almost like a watermelon sweet candy, but it's not like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. It's not sour, it's not tart. It's just kind of a little bit sweet, a little bit fruity, a little bit candy-like. It's really good. I really, really like this one. And the throw's great, so. The next thing is something that I blended together. So the first thing I have is Better Homes & Gardens Wildberry Cheesecake, which is super old. This is at least 3 to 4 years old. I'm not kidding you guys. And it still throws so good. And I think I used 2 cubes, or did I use 1 cube? I think I used 1 cube. Yeah, I think I used 1 cube. And I mixed it with Kay's Creations Creamy Zucchini. I used 1 whole stick. And the Wildberry Cheesecake smells like Wildberry Mousse, if you've ever smelled that fragrance oil, or even like kind of like a blueberry cheesecake. Some blueberry cheesecake fragrance oils smell like this. It's just a really good, very creamy, sweet scent. I love that so much. And then with the creamy zucchini, it just added a slightly more bakery-ness to it. It added a little bit of a breadiness to it. It was just really good altogether. I would definitely say that the Wildberry Cheesecake was the star, but, I mean, creamy zucchini, it was definitely there. The next one I melted was also from Bath & Body Works. This is Snow Apple Mint, and that's what it looks like. They're kind of messy a little bit because Bath & Body Works wax is a little softer. This one was nice. It's just kind of a basic apple with a peppermint. There's nothing really else in here. I would say that the apple in here might be a Macintosh, but it's not a very intense Macintosh. It's almost like a more fruity Macintosh than a lot of other Mac Apple scents are, because a lot of Mac Apple scents are really heavy on like the Mac Apple skin. If you've ever smelled like a Mac Apple and you smell the skin, that's really what a lot of Mac Apple fragrances smell like. This one doesn't smell too much like the skin. It's a little bit more fresh, and then it's mixed with that peppermint, and it's good. I melted it. It was definitely stronger than the pink lemonade pound cake for sure. So this one definitely lasted a little better. But yeah, that one was that one. It was good. It was decent. I would use it up. I don't think I would ever repurchase it though. The next one I have is Luna from Super Tarts, and I melted 2 cubes of it. It's a blend of lemon curd, vanilla, and twilight. This one I did not like when it first came out. The lemon curd and the twilight mixed together, I just, like, even smelling it now, I just don't get it. Oh, sorry. And, like, back then, the lemon curd and the twilight are both fragrance oils that are so intense and so strong. So when I smelt it on cold and even when I warmed it, it was just, like, so overbearing. It was just way too strong. But melting it now, 2 years later, with 2 cubes, it's actually quite relaxing because it's really toned down. I think the vanilla has come out a lot more. That lemon curd has really subdued. It's not as sour and acrid as it used to be. The twilight has kind of gone a little bit more mellow, a little bit sweeter, and it's just overall a really nice blend. And I actually recently got this in Bam Bags, in her last Bam Bag pre-order that she just did in March. So I got a Bam Bag in this, but I'm definitely going to be letting it sit for about 2 years. So that's that one. Here I have Science Fiction Double Feature from L3. This is a blend of strawberry bread and lemon poppy seed. This one I had melted once in my living room. I melted 1 cube of it, and if you watch that video, I mentioned I smelt nothing. It just didn't really throw. I had to like get up to the hot plate and like sniff it, and barely anything. And then I melted 1 cube of it in my bedroom, and this one actually was pretty good. It was a medium, but more of a light medium, but definitely more of a medium than a light, if that makes sense. And you could definitely smell the strawberry bread. You definitely smelled the lemon poppy seed. It was a good overall blend. I just would say, I just don't know if like it was lighter because of how old it is or because of the actual fragrance, or like I don't know if something went wrong with it, because normally L3 throws really, really well for me. And this is supposed to say 2016. It's not 2015. She just ended up mixing up the, the pour date. So yes, that is Science Fiction Double Feature. Then I have Storybook Scents Rivendell, which I really liked. Ooh. And I melted 2 cubes of it, and this is Lavender Chamomile Vanilla Cake Caramel. This one I wasn't too sure of because of the Lavender Chamomile Vanilla Caramel, and on cold, her lavender is the same lavender that Kate's Creation uses, so it's more of a soapy lavender, so I was thinking this might be a little bit weird. It's a little bit soapy, a little bit more floral, mixed with like a sweet vanilla and a caramel. And I just thought, like, on cold, it just smelled very odd. But once I warmed it, it was so nice. It was just such a soft, creamy, slightly bakery, slightly relaxing fragrance. It just blended really well on warm. I really, really did like this one. So it was really good. And the throw was pretty fantastic. This one was disappointing here. This is Tiffany Candles Scoopable in Mango Papaya. And this one, let me see if I can show you how much. So I probably melted about like that much, because normally I think she pours up until this line. So I've cut about that much off of it. And Mango Papaya is one of my favorite scents from Tiffany's. So I'm very like used to this fragrance. I know how well it throws. I know how well, you know, I'm very familiar with this fragrance oil, specifically from Tiffany's. However, this one just did not throw, and I don't know if it was the age or what, but I use this in my bedroom. I use quite a bit of it. I use about like a centimeter thick of it, and it just like, I barely got anything. I mean, it was a little bit there, but like I kind of had to sniff to find it, and that's like obviously not something that you want to do when you purchase wax. So I don't know if it was just the age, but a lot of people say that Tiffany candle scoopables last a really long time. And for whatever reason, it just didn't really throw. I don't know if it was just like that time around. Maybe my sinuses were acting up. I really don't know, but it was just weird. I just thought it would have been stronger than it was. So I'm definitely going to have to try that one again before I give it a final verdict, because who knows? Maybe it was just like a fluke. I don't know. I always try something again before I really just give it the chop, unless I absolutely hate it. But that one is definitely disappointing. I don't know if that's going to change. I don't know. It's weird. I thought they would last very well because all the people say they do. But then this is Storybook Scents Allison. I again melted 2 cubes. This is Sweet Milk Pink Sugar Strawberries. I have melted this before. I had another clam that I melted. I didn't really like, so I gave away that one. And I kept this one. On cold, her sweet milk is quite sour. I don't know if it's her sweet milk that's sour or the strawberries that are sour, and then mixing together, it just makes a really weird sour milk smell. But it's definitely a sour milk smell on cold. And the last time I melted it, it smelled the exact same on warm. But for whatever reason, this time around I melted it, it was a lot nicer. The sweet milk was a lot more similar to Tiffany's sweet milk than what I'm smelling in the bag on cold and what I remember smelling the first time I melted it. So I don't know if it has just changed over time and it's really been able to kind of sit and just marinate and blend, or if I'm just going crazy, because I wasn't in the room the full time, but when I came in, I could smell it. And I also will say that my balcony was open, so it could also just be possible that, like, mixed with the fresh air, it just ended up smelling a lot better than it was. Who knows? That's one I'll probably have to try again, and I probably will. So yeah, you won't know my final thoughts about anything until they're empty. Then the last thing that I melted is Bates Motel from L3. This isn't the date that it was poured. This is the date that I received it, so I really don't know when it was poured. But this is a blend of lavender, chamomile tea, and cakes. Now, this one was a 4-pack, so it came with 4 of them. I already melted 2 of them in the past. The last time I just melted 1 little skull, and they're like sugar skulls. And the first 2 times that I melted them in the past, I liked it. Like, it was decent, but tea and cakes to me is just quite, like, it's almost like a lavender perfumey scent, because it's a little bit floral. That tea and cakes is like a lemon floral scent that I'm not a raging fan of. And so in the past, when I had melted this particular fragrance, it was fine. It was good. It threw well. I had always, like, enjoyed it, but I never loved it enough to want to repurchase it, or loved it enough that I just, like, couldn't turn it off. But for whatever reason, this time around I melted it, I could not turn it off. I loved this blend so much that I actually purchased a whole bakery bag just in this. It's just so good. It's relaxing, but it's so refreshing, but also a little bit edible, and it just, like, it was just so good and delicious. I don't know what it was about it this time, but I really like it. It is just so good. It is so good. Really, really liked it. It threw amazing. The scent was good. I don't know if my nose has just changed a lot, because as you can see throughout this video, I mentioned that I had melted stuff before that I didn't like, and now I'm ending up, not that I necessarily love a lot of it, but I have enjoyed it definitely more, and I was more surprised that I did like it. And so I don't know if my nose has just changed, because I do know that my nose has changed a little bit. I just didn't think it was this drastic, that I would like things that I either didn't like before or didn't love before, but I don't know if it's just had a lot of time to sit, or if my nose really has changed and that I really like it, but it's just really good. I really, really enjoy this. So yeah, that is everything that I have melted and emptied for the first half of March. And so I think the next video I'm going to do is a video addressing my older wax, like the Bath & Body Works, and then a lot of my older stuff. Because I think I want to do, not necessarily a project wax, but I want to show you guys, I want to run kind of like a project wax idea-ish thing by you guys and create a video for it. And then I'm also going to be doing a haul in the near future. I just have to wait for another order to come in before I can ship out all my orders from my American address. I have a lot of orders coming in. They're all sitting at my American address. So I cannot wait to receive those and haul those for you. And I will also be doing that video that I talked about. That's a little bit of like a surprise or like a mini idea. So yes, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for all the new subscribers that I have received over the past week or so. I've received a few new subscribers, so thank you so much. I'm trying to get better at making videos and not saying and not trailing off, because I do that quite a lot, or repeating myself. So thank you for enjoying my videos enough to subscribe, and I hope I make some decent content in the future. And by decent content, I mean I don't stop making videos, because I do that a lot. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!